I just went live. And stream is starting soon. And yep, there you go. Stream is on, I think. Let me see here.
Yeah, like you can
Yep.
start stream and then like we chill for like 5 minutes or something.
Yeah.
Wait for a couple
Yeah.
people to.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm getting the notification and everything. All right. Emo, go and like the stream.
Uh-uh.
Nuh-uh, no, come on. Jesus, my voice. My throat, not my voice. But whatever. But yeah. Okay, so while we wait for more people to come through, what was the last chapter about? Let's just go, like do a little bit of a recap on what the last chapter was before people start, flowing in. So yeah,
Sure.
yeah, especially because considering your what do you call it? Especially considering your opinion about the current chapters
Yeah.
is kind of like wowza.
Yikes! Wow,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, pretty much, buddy. Pretty much. So yeah, I mean, especially considering that, I want to know like overall thoughts about the Noelle chapter. Because were you here when we discussed that or no? Like, did I do that stream live?
I don't think I was there.
Okay. Yeah, let me know.
Right.
Immorality, are you there?
Yeah. I just opened the chapter.
Oh, okay, yeah. Cool. Okay, we got let me see. Priyansh, remember me? Nope, I do not, but I'm so happy that you're back. Glad that you're here, and I probably will remember you next time because that is a fellow Indian name. But I'm surprised I don't remember. Because I do remember a lot of people from the earlier streams. But but welcome anyway. Feel free to interact and everything. Yeah, I think we got enough viewers to start talking overall. So yeah, like we'll start off with how we felt about the previous issue, and then we'll jump right into this issue, right? So yeah, go ahead, Emo.
All right. I really enjoyed last issue.
Yeah, I remember you saying. Also, guys, chat. Let me know if our audio levels are good. If he's too loud, if I'm too silent, let me know. I can fix something up. But yeah, go ahead, Emo.
All right, so I think the main thing I really liked is that it felt pretty conclusive with the whole like family drama. I feel like it finally like tied a knot on the whole thing,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it did so in a good way, so that it doesn't necessarily redeem those Solid and Nebra, but
Agreed. Yeah.
but like you could still respect them for like, especially the line, I don't want to act like nothing happened. I want to make amends right here, right now.
Agreed. Yeah.
And I feel like that was very good.
Yeah, it didn't feel like a hand wavy. Yeah. Oh, like okay, now we're good.
We're all good now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That didn't happen. And also, my favorite part of the whole thing was Noelle's reaction to it. He's like, "I'm sorry." He's like, "Okay," like I accept that you apologized. I probably don't accept your apology. I accept that you apologized, which is just I don't know. It's fantastic. Like phenomenal. I feel like character writing personally speaking. So yeah, I absolutely love that. And thank you, Priyansh, for confirming that the audio is good. Yeah, so that was absolutely the best part of the chapter. So, in that sense, I feel like whatever Tabata wanted to achieve, he achieved it, and that's pretty much the case every single time. Like he'll want to do something with his chapters and with a particular plot line or character arc or whatever, and he will achieve it. But the problem has always been it's the way it's set up and the way that things have moved across. Like the pieces are there for something much greater than whatever he was setting out to do, so that when when he's actually setting out to do something, it's like, okay, it's falling short of what could have been done with the pieces that you have set up on the board. So with regards to that, like, while I loved the noelle aspect, like the sibling, like whatever Tabata was trying to do, basically, I think, I mean, see, when there's a fight that's going on, the emotional connect with the adversary is extremely important, because you can't just have, like, I said this in my previous streams, like, just replace Aesir with like one of those faceless angels. What changes? Like, not a lot changes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I mean, it does, obviously it still changes, like where Solid and Nebra basically came
Contextually,
to, yeah,
yes.
yeah, like they came to that conclusion because they were fighting their mother and everything like that. But then again, like, you had some seeds for like Solid feeling like, okay, maybe I should take Lucius up on this offer, which was fantastic.
Yeah, like maybe take the easy way out.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I feel like that it never went there. Like, it never went beyond that. Like, it was one panel, and then boom, Noelle comes, and then that thought just disappears. And yeah, same thing with Aesir. Like, bro, I'm not talking about like have relationship between Aesir and Noelle. They didn't know each other, sure, but Noelle and Aesir, like, where is the back and forth? Where is the dialogue? And like, that's what I'm talking about. And that, I feel, is what Tabata kind of corrected with this issue. While it was not a lot, it's probably not even close to like how much I would have wanted from somebody like Morgan. Morgan feels like, oh, okay, so this is a person that existed. Whereas Aesir definitely
Feels more than an empty shell.
yeah, exactly. And yeah, Morgan, like, whatever he's able to invoke based on his words to Yami and Nacht, it's like, it is phenomenal stuff. And while, again, like I said, the pieces are there for something much greater than whatever Tabata was aiming for, even with the Morgan issue, it's like we got a lot better emotional character writing than we did for the Noelle one. While looping in the antagonist, because the fight isn't just set dressing. It's like the fight in itself is putting them through these paces, and like invoking these character arcs naturally, organically. It's not anything that's like forced. It doesn't feel like, okay, cool, it's just that's happening in the background and this will happen right here. It doesn't feel like that, which is what I'm talking about, which is what I kind of felt with the Noelle chapters. But yeah, like, what are your I know your thoughts on this are like completely crazy compared to
Okay, buddy.
No, so yeah, if you guys don't know, the famous line that Immorality said in our group chat was that he felt like this. Initially, he felt like the Noelle chapters were better when the leaks dropped, and then he said, like, once the chapter dropped, he said it's on par with the Noelle chapters, which I feel like is a crazy take. But we can discuss that. But before that, though, Priyanka says, I didn't get the notification. I was just watching the old stream and saw you live, and so I have all the notifications on. That sucks. But it is what it is. I've not uploaded in a long time, so YouTube has no reason to kind of recommend me and stuff. So yeah, it's fine. We'll get there. With what we're doing going forward anyway. But yeah, sorry, Yami. Yeah, sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
All right. I will say, I think the reason I enjoy them about the same is that I think the Noelle chapters did something better, and then the Morgan Nacht Yami chapter did one thing better, and that is the Paladin. So I feel like they kind of equalize each other on those like terms.
So you're saying the stuff we got from Solid and Nebra are better than what we got from Nacht and Yami?
Yes, I'm gonna say it right here. Yes, and before you call me crazy,
Okay.
just let me
yeah,
explain.
Okay. Yeah, I'll let you explain.
When I read these chapters with Nabra and Solid, okay, I will say I feel like Noelle wasn't involved enough.
Yeah.
But I guess Tabata wanted to focus on them. It's like, fine, I guess. But I do feel like once the chapter was over, I felt pretty satisfied. I was like, it clicked. It felt pretty conclusive. It felt good. It felt like, okay, we're done with this part. This chapter, like, I think the issue is that there's a lot more moving pieces. You have the whole dynamic between Ichika and Yami. You have the whole three-way dynamic between Nacht, Yami, and Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
And also Lucius there, who looks like Julius to Yami.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot more elements, and I don't feel like by the end that they all came together and clicked for me. I think it was
Okay, go on. Yeah, it's your feelings hour right now.
all right, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
I think Nacht got like the better deal out of all the characters, which I
Oh,
think should be natural.
I would definitely disagree, but okay, go on.
Really?
Yeah, I think Yami was the great character in this entire. I'll tell you, man. It's just I feel like the way Tabata writes Yami, not a lot of people understand until they like intentionally look at it. But yeah, we can like it's the same thing I feel with Maria Leona, where people's like, oh, she's just like another, Bleach character. She's just like hungry and power hungry and everything like that. But no, like there is phenomenal depth to these characters if you're willing to look at it. But anyway, again, like go on. Like I'll let you finish before I start giving my thoughts.
All right. But I don't feel like with all the pieces that are moving around that like they came together, and like just compare how the last page of like the last batches of chapter versus the last pages of this batch of chapters. This batch of chapters end with Nacht like landing the final blow on Morgan,
Mm-hmm.
whereas like the final page of like those chapters, like it seems like you took the long way around, but you finally look like you're family now.
Okay.
I don't know. It just feels like how do
I
I say
mean, that's
this?
like you. Okay, if I read out the last dialogue, which is like, "I will shoulder this pain forever. Farewell, Morgan." I mean, come on, like I can get
No,
something.
but I mean like no. I feel like what I'm saying is that the fight doesn't feel like it's at like 99% completion, whereas I don't feel like we're 100% done.
Okay, I
I feel
agree.
like next chapter it could pick up from here or it could not, and like I could see it going either way. Whereas last chapter I felt like okay, yeah, we're done.
Okay, I understand. I felt the same. Like, how do I put it? Like the Maria Leona versus Morris chapter. I kind of felt like it felt like the same way because Morris has been showing how he's been able to regenerate, and then yeah, she blows him to bits, but then the chapter just ends there. There's no confirmation that he's dead. Whereas for what's her name, Aesir, it definitely did feel like a lot more complete. Like she like completely she's dust now, she's not even dust, like it's gone, like even the dust particles have disappeared, that's how it ended. So it definitely felt a lot more conclusive for Aesir, which in my opinion is so much worse, so much worse, because of how little Tabata has done with the character of Aesir versus the character of Morgan and even Morris. Like Morris had some depth to him. Like Morris had like the way that Tabata wrote him felt a lot more meaty. Like he felt like himself. Like he felt like, okay, this is a character that he's put some writing into, like writing effort into. Whereas Aesir she just existed and then she died with one dialogue and that was it. And like fight wise, yeah, it was conclusive, but oh my god, is that so much worse than like letting it not end, then with a promise of like, okay, we can come back to this.
Yeah, like I do agree. I think that's like the one, like the conclusiveness of the fight
Mm-hmm.
is one reason I enjoyed it a
Mm-hmm.
bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like again, you're completely correct with like Asir she's literally just like an empty husk. It's just that like the only effect she really has is just being present, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She's like anything that happens is not because she's being active as a villain
Yeah,
or
exactly.
antagonist.
Yeah.
And
Go on.
uh that's what I said like in the beginning. There's one thing I like more about like the Noelle chapters and one thing I like more about the recent chapters, and that's why I think they're about equal to me.
Right, I got you. No, I understand. Like that's
I
definitely
know,
a viewpoint.
absolutely
That's a viewpoint
nuclear
out.
take,
It is.
nuclear take,
It is, like, for sure.
absolutely insanity.
Yeah. So Priyansh says, I can see why Emo liked the Noel chapter more because of the solid Nebra Noel interaction. That was really good. Yeah. Okay. I think one thing that works in the favor of the character interactions of solid Nebra Noel is the build-up that we've had and like the individual intimate character growth that we've seen for Noel. Because if Tabata wrote Yami like that with Ichika's past like being revealed to us much early on in the story, and then we got this moment. I mean, I'm sure you would have felt the same way that you feel about the others here. Like I feel like this moment would have hit a lot harder for you. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
just that the Yami writing character focus and like history, it came through at a different time. So yeah, like definitely that's probably the reason why. And then Buzzard spitting on ACR lack of character. Yeah, I think it's not just me though. Like pretty much every fucking person is like, yeah, that she was trash, which is unfortunate, but yeah, it is what it is. But anyway, I think that's enough about the previous chapter, previous issues. Let's get into the current issue. And the background of my stream is like the color page, and oh my god, what a phenomenal color page! Like with the Faust family home in the background, and with the autumn leaves, like like rotting in the front. But and with Yami like looking up and like blowing smoke up, it's just great. It really is just really great. I don't know how to explain it, but like Tabata really popped up. I think this might be one of my favorite color spreads. Like after like okay, so I might get into trouble for this, but I didn't really love the casino color page that we got. It just felt so random. It didn't feel like, okay, this is connected to what I'm reading right now. It just felt like, okay, cool. And then yeah, and then after that though, like what is the next color page that we had? Is this the next one?
It's the summer one, the Under the Sea.
Under the Sea.
Under
Oh
the
yeah, which was
sea.
cool. Yeah, which was cool. At least it was like showing us the characters that were part of the upcoming thing, and then we had it was a little bit better, I
It
feel.
was Noelle,
Yeah, I'm
Asta,
looking at it right now. Yeah.
Kahono, and Luck.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Luck and Gordon and Charmy. Yeah. It's a little bit more. It's a little bit better for me, but it's still a little bit random. But yeah, this autumn one, oh my god, like it's so good. And again, with the whole Faust in a family home in the background, and then Nacht's expression, you can feel this bro like motherfucker's guilt through the screen, even in the color page. You know. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels
Yeah.
like very melancholy.
Yeah, exactly. It's just it feels warm and like it's I don't know. It's nice. I like it a lot actually. And let me see here. So one of the things that I definitely wanted to talk about was the weird translating issues that Viz has had this issue. Uh, uh, translating issues that Viz has had this issue with, like what is it? Yeah, the chapter name being Demon God, which is what the title of the stream is too. Obviously, in the thumbnail and everything, we're talking about the Demon God. But again, like is
Right.
dude Kijin is
I can
like
give a bit more context on that.
objectively better for me. But yeah, like go ahead. Is it not Kijin? Like what is it called?
Okay, so I think this is referring to when Yami's father,
Okay, you can
uh,
become the best of us or whatever.
yeah, and then he says you can become the demon god.
Really? Okay. Let me see here.
Yeah,
Do you remember which chapter that was?
I'm washed. I don't.
Oh, what a loser, bro. What a loser. I think I can find it. Let me see here. Yeah, I think I found it. Chapter 342. Let me see here. Um Okay, no, it's not 342. It's much later, but no, I get it. I get what you're saying. Okay, so it is. So the demon god is like the Kijin who retains his sanity, but then again, like it's like if you go to chapter 342, she says, we come from a long line of Kijin, like so it feels like okay, there's clearly more than one. Because if not, then does it mean like every time like the Yamis go into battle, they just go and kill themselves, like and like lose themselves? Is that what happens? Like, it's a little bit
From
odd.
my understanding, it's
Mhm.
not. So basically, it's not the Kijin clan. It's that the Yami clan is
Yeah,
descended from
Kijin. Yeah, I
the
know.
group known as the Kijin, right?
Right.
So it implies that if they were descending from the Kijin, then they're not like fully Kijin themselves.
Yeah.
So maybe this just being able to bring that forth, that power,
Okay, so you're saying one of the like a demon god, like
is someone who returns to like the glory days of like the Kijin
uh
power, I guess.
I guess. All right. No, but I just feel like calling him Kijin Yami would have been better than demon god, because I mean, like devil, demon, gods, like these have specific connotations in Black Clover, you know. So calling him demon god is just like, what does that mean in the hierarchy of things? Like demons are what like Licht turned into, and like the two demons that we got in Spade, you know. And then the next time we see a demon is Yami, and he's a demon god. So. You know, does that okay? So does that mean using the forbidden spell? Sorry, for like the magic stones, using forbidden spells, like this is like the ultimate weg that you get, makes you a demon. But if you're able to control the weg and like retain your sanity, you're a demon god, like like you become a god. Like what exactly is the god connotation there? You know, it's a little bit
Yeah.
confusing. I wish we got a lot more information on that.
Thing
You know,
is
you know.
about like
Sorry,
the
sorry. One second. Like whoever's going to
all right.
Barcelona, please ask Tabata about this, because like I would love to know. You know, if anybody's listening in who's gonna go. But yeah, go ahead, Emo.
All right. So, if I remember correctly, I could be remembering this completely wrong, but uh, the demons that Lumiere faced, or like the demon that Lumiere faced, Licht,
Mhm.
and the one Asta faced when he used Devil Union, Leona,
Mhm.
those are called ancient demons in the official translations, if I'm not wrong.
Okay, so then what would you call demons now? I guess.
Demons now,
Yeah, like if they're ancient
like
demons, what are modern demons then?
I guess the demons that came out of the I
No,
don't know at this point.
they're still devils. No, yeah. See, this is what I'm talking about. I wish we got a little bit more concrete understanding from Tabata about the demon of it all. I mean, it's easily interpretable, but yeah, this particular translation threw me off a little bit. But anyway, we got to get out of this. We're still on the first page, but yeah, Aesir had almost the same personality as Vonica and Mary Leona. Okay, Vonica and Mary Leona similar but very different. Aesir definitely not similar to either of those. So I don't know what you're talking about, unless you mean like she was
Mm,
specifically in it for the fighting. But yeah, the casino spread did revive the BC art community. That's true. Like I saw a lot of artists jumping on that. That was pretty cool. Tabata has gotten so good at drawing expressions with Noelle and Nacht Giga issue. Brother, he has been good at this. Go back to fucking, let's say, the Elf Luck fight, right? Like when Elf Luck was fighting, and then at the end where he's like, "Can I still be a black bull?" The expression there was like amazing. And if you want to
dude,
get
when I,
like Gray, you know, like Gray after Ghost died, like the tears falling off her face, like it was like, come on, Tabata's been amazing at this. But
yeah,
yeah,
and when Asta cried, saying he was blessed with great friends.
yeah. I don't think that was as good as what he's been putting out since. That still was great though.
Yeah, 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 I still think it's great.
Yeah, it's still great, absolutely great. But yeah, so going into it, it's so it you know, we pick up exactly the last place where we left off. Also, like before we continue on, do you think that they're fighting above the Faust family home?
I didn't really pay attention to that.
Really? Because like that is something that I pointed out, but I feel like it could, but it also couldn't. Like I'm not
It could literally
100%
just
sure.
be anywhere as well.
Yeah, it could just be anywhere
Like
in
the
the.
architecture is very samey to like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
rest of the
Plus, also, if I
like
remember
capital.
correctly, the Faust family home is like on in the outskirts somewhere, right? The place that he took Asta. So you know, it probably isn't, but I feel like it would be fantastic if it is, especially given the cover page, you know. But yeah.
Mm.
Anyway, coming back to, so we pick up exactly where we left off with Yami, like cut up and on the ground and everything, and Ichika's coming in and like finally Nacht and Morgan are meeting, and then yeah, like the way that Lucius just like drops in and says those heretics cloaked in anti-magic may pose a problem. Like I don't know, dude. I love the Lucius dialogue that we get. Like heretics is like the best. Like I love that. Like it's, I don't know, I love that he's calling them heretics, you know. And yeah, I don't know, the guy is just, I don't know, he's been kind of disappointing with the fact that he's just been in the background, and every time we see him he's getting cut up and destroyed. So you know, like as a villain, where is your presence, bro? You know, I feel that, like a lot of people feel that way. I understand it for sure, but at the same time it's like, wow, it's, I don't know, like sometimes he
When he
hits.
tries, he has the aura.
Yeah, exactly. And then as former Grey Deer, let's take them on together. Like, brother, that's not you. That's Julius. That's not you. So and
Right.
like even Yami was former Grenadier. Like, what are you talking about? But on that note though, like we'll get to the rest of it. But like one of the interesting things that I tweeted out earlier was that it feels like Julius and Lucius are kind of blending into one. With the way that he interacts with Yami this time, and the way like him talking about like, oh, we're former Grenadier, and like. With him saying like, oh, like I owe him so much. It's like, unless you're specifically talking about Yami being involved in bringing out the Qliphoth and then you taking over, Lucifero's heart, blah 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 blah. Like, what exactly does Lucius owe Yami? It's definitely Julius, right? So I feel like it's really interesting to see that happen. I mean, a lot of people are of the opinion that well, Lucius saw everything through his eyes, so like that's there. But at the same time, I feel like those are not your personal interactions though. Those were Julius's. Like, you didn't say those words, you just saw Julius say them. It's like Sukuna living in Yuji's body and like interacting like with Nobara the same way that Yuji used to. Like, that's not, it's, you're two different people in the same body, you're not the same person. So I felt like that was really interesting, the way that this was happening, and I wanted to get your take on it. Do you think that they're kind of in like merging together, like, or do you not have an opinion on that? Like, what's going on? And same thing in the chat, let me know, guys.
I did actually think about it as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think like there's actually like a lot of cases in Black Clover where we have two souls in one body,
Uh-huh.
and they're all a little bit different.
Yeah.
So for William and Yami, William and
Vengeance.
Patri,
Yeah.
yeah,
William and Vengeance. Okay.
okay.
Yeah, go on.
William and Patri, they both led a life before they came together, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they had already had time to like define themselves, right?
Fair enough.
Like
Yep.
who they are.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So like William could sympathize with Patri, and Patri could like William, right?
Mm-hmm.
Form a connection with William,
Right.
even though they could never directly meet.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, although they could never understand each other,
Mm-hmm.
they still liked each other,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. But this is not a contentious relationship though, because if you see Lucius and Julius, their one interaction that we've seen, it's clearly
Yeah,
contentious.
I want to get to that,
Yeah.
right? And then the other case we have is Yuno and the unnamed child of Licht.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
They're the same
what
person. Yeah.
the yeah, I think what differs Lucius
Mm-hmm.
slash Julius with Yuno slash the elf spirit is that the elf spirit was dormant, whereas I feel like Julius's soul was probably like active.
Yep.
So similar to, it's kind of like a blend of the William and Patri situation plus it's kind of like if Patri and William both got born on the same moment and were both in the like same body from the same moment.
Mm-hmm. So I do wonder though, like I wonder how exactly they used that body. Did they switch back and forth like Julius and Patri and William? Because that would be interesting with the whole like hair color changing too and everything. Like I do feel like that is a possibility with them like changing personalities. Like, but then I wonder how that happened. And when that happened. But clearly, it feels like Lucius was the one in control, especially when he comes out of Julius. Because my thoughts on Julius has always been that, okay, like Julius and Lucius grew up, like Lucius was the one who was in control of everything from the beginning. Julius was just there inside, not being able to control anything. And then Lucius was like, okay, I decided this is what like humanity is, but to confirm it, I need to like go and like I need to live a life. But since I've never given Julius a chance, let him do it. So he let Julius take over the body, and then just observed what humanity was and what conclusions Julius came to. And ultimately, he's like, okay, so Julius sees the same insane shit about humanity that I've seen. Humanity is bad, that it has to go. You know, that's the kind of opinion that I have. And then now it just feels like, if that was the case, the fact that you would come to this conclusion after looking through or like like witnessing Julius's journey, it clearly indicates that you are not the same person and you don't feel the same way about the same things, you know. So with that said, like then the interaction with what do you call it? The interaction with Lucius and Yami feels a little weird to me because it feels more like something that Julius would say. You know, it feels like it's a Julius Paladin. You know what I'm saying? Rather than
Yeah.
it being Lucius, it feels like a Julius Paladin, which is a very different case to what it should be compared to like Lucius. Which is why I feel like okay, there's some personality merging that could be going on a little bit until unless like Lucius is just like such a empathetic character, like a personality that he's like, oh cool, like I feel the same way as Julius, which demonstrably is not the case. So yeah, that's kind of why I'm leaning that way.
Mm.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Priyansh says, you guys notice devil symbols on the Noct 4 Devil Union plates is as similar as Asta's headband and Ancient Demon stomach. Yep, I did notice that. We'll get to that. I feel maybe merging, but mostly I feel like it's Lucius fucking with Yami. No, I mean, I would understand it, but it just feels so genuine. You know, it definitely feels so genuine. It's like, oh, like he actually feels that way. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see, I guess. But yeah, moving on. Noct goes, bro. Like this Noct monozone, I'm so unhappy because we never get to see it properly. Because if you go to like page 9 of the first chapter that we got, 374, you can see in the middle panel like it's like a big ball of shadow, like a proper like domain expansion-esque ball that's going on there, and Noct's shadows are just like writhing and slithering around, you know, which is just that visual. The fact that we didn't get like a double page spread just focusing on it from the outside, like in the air, I don't know, man, it feels like such a crime. Like I feel like we definitely should have gotten that, because it's like it is probably one of the coolest visual you know, like visually coolest looking spells if we had seen it from the outside, with all the hands like writhing around in like a proper spread. I don't know, but yeah, like, oh god, it's so good.
You also do get to see on page 16
Page 16,
a,
let me see here.
a bit bigger.
Yeah, the where he like breaks through it. Yeah, but it doesn't like you know, like hold the gravitas that I feel like a spell like that should get, like looking from the outside.
Yeah,
You
like
know?
a full spread.
Yeah, because we've like Dark Prison Hunting Ground, we've only seen from the inside always, and it's just black, you know, and which is,
Yeah.
you know, which is fine. It's shadows. That's how it's gonna be. But yeah, like I feel like Tabata had a great opportunity to have like shown it from the outside, but yeah. Anyway, so like now, like coming back to it, like while the Noct fight is going on, we get to see like Yami feeling like, oh, I'm hallucinating Ichika, but he's like able to recognize the key. And it's just I would like just imagine being Yami in this moment. It's like, bro, my former partner, who I felt like was like one of the greatest people in the world, whose death made me want to create the Black Bulls, who's, you know, like in everything, you know, like everything that he felt, and then fucking Julius turning evil, and like, okay, cool, I'm dead, like, you know, I got killed, and then boom, like my sister who hates me just shows up in front of me. Like, how insane is that? Like, I don't know, like for me, I just, you know, when it comes to Yami, I feel like, okay, I guess now I can talk about why I feel like the Yami is the star of the show. It's like, you not only do you get this, you get he gets to process all this stuff, and then you immediately turn back, like and you think about, okay, the interaction between Ryu and Yami, and like him feeling grateful for that and everything, and then like, you know, in this particular moment with all the memories that he has with the Grey Deer and like his childhood and everything whilst in the Clover Kingdom, having to fight against somebody like you know, somebody who saved you, you know, Julius in front of you, like that anger and not being able to fight him like full capacity, you know, but still like being able to team up with your sister, and then the interactions with Noct where he's able to like, you know, say, what the fuck are you thinking about? Like, what is it? Are you like sad that you're alone? Well, okay, I'm here then, right? I'm fucking here. And then, you know, again, he like takes on Lucius, he takes on Morgan. There's some interaction between him and Morgan, and then you get like a whole rounded interactions with Ichika where she fights too, and he's able to like identify her as somebody who's capable, and you know, all that stuff. I don't know, it just feels, he feels like such a whole person, you know, like with given with this and the stuff that happened in Spade and everything. It just, I don't know, it's beautiful. I love Yami, and like every, like it's never like whatever we got with Knock, like, oh, I dreamt this, and then I wake up and I despair, which is great, and then the same thing with the Silva siblings, where like you get an internal monologue and everything. It's like, no, like Tabata's like, you will look at him, you will see his face, you will see his interactions, you'll see his dialogues, you'll see like the moments that go unsaid, and you'll see like the things that he does to people and the effect that he has on people, and you will understand who he is. The way he writes Yami is just, it's so natural, it feels so organic, but I feel like it's probably the most difficult way to write a character. And the fact that Tabata makes it feel so simple and natural and organic is definitely like, it's a testament to how good of a writer he can be, with like this kind of character archetypes. And I don't know, I absolutely love Yami in this, and I feel like he got so much, like, it's crazy. But yeah.
I'm just gonna have to say that you're cutting out a lot for me.
Oh, I am?
Yeah.
Okay. You should have. What the fuck? Why would you let me talk? Okay. Is it better now?
Okay, like it's I don't know, because like it wasn't all the time. It's like if you spoke for a long time, then it just like maybe cut out like half a word or something, then and again.
Okay,
But then like just now it got yeah, it just got a bit annoying just now because you were rambling.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Sure. But yeah, go on.
Yeah, I do agree. Yami, I mean, if you don't have Yami in your top three already, you're kind of crazy.
Yeah.
He's he's just, I think, like, one thing is that he's consistent. Like it's never really stopped.
Yeah. Right.
It's like let's say Elf Saga, you get these moments with him, and like they show us who he is,
Mm-hmm.
and then I guess like Spade Saga, and afterwards you kind of understand a bit more why he is, right?
Right.
And especially now with Hino, like it's like there's always something going on with Yami, which
Yeah.
is cool.
Yeah. But it sucks that that's all you can say. Like, I mean, I definitely
Yeah, the
appreciate
thing
the
is, like,
thought, but like,
it's just okay. It's so natural. And like it just looks so simple, and like it's really hard for me to
no,
comment
I
on it.
understand. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. That's my entire point with somebody like Yami. You'll know you love him, but you don't know why you love him. And that's what I'm saying. It's just like, yeah, I mean, I know that guy. Fucking, it's Yami. I fucking love Yami. Like, and there's no reason why you can feel like, okay, it feels like a real person, but then he's like, oh, Yami's not that well written. But well, if he wasn't so well written, you clearly would not like him as much, and he wouldn't feel as real. And like, I really dislike it when people are not willing to give enough credit to the character writing or the way that Tabata writes him, and it is very frustrating for me because it's very similar to how Mario Leona is also treated. Am I still cutting out, by the way?
A bit.
Fuck. Okay, let me see if I can fix this.
It might be like some noise canceling, maybe on Discord itself.
Possibly. Sure. Is it better now?
I have no idea. You're gonna have to yap for me to know.
Okay. What was I saying? Yeah. So yeah, even with characters like Mario Leona, where it's not like,
I'll say, like, even with Asta, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think Asta's more in your face because he's the main character.
No, I feel
But I
like
feel like
Asta,
sometimes it's sometimes like a similar style.
sometimes I guess, but yeah, like with regards to what I was talking about with like Yami, like it's just with like Mario Leona too. It's like these characters are not going to go on internal monologues that last for so long. They're not going to talk about their despair. They're not going to like, talk about, oh, I suffered so much and like I had to do all this and all of that, like just the way that, did, the way that Noct does in this particular chapter, the way that we got with the Silva chapters, and even the whole Noelle chapters. Like the craziest thing is if you see Yami's flashbacks, when he was a kid, everything was through Ichika's POV, So like you
Mm,
never get like internal thoughts about Yami. It's because Tabata kind of trusts that if he puts the character in front of you, puts these events and then his actions and the way that he speaks, and then looks like, and you make sure to look at exactly how Yami behaves, you're able to understand it, and you are able to understand it, you know. And I feel like that is a lot more difficult than just going inside his head and just being like, oh yeah, I despair, which is again like a
mm.
fantastic way to write characters. But I just feel like it's a lot harder to pull this off, and I feel like it's a lot more. You get a lot more payoff from it if done right. You know, because look at it, Mario Leona and Yami are two of the most like most people's favorite characters are these two. You know, like
Yeah.
even if they're not like, oh, writing, I guess they're not that greatly written, but I love these characters. That's pretty much what you will hear about these characters, and my opinion
I
is that
guess like what people say,
yeah,
like what people really mean when they say that is that those two have not had in like extensive character arcs.
that's where I disagree. They still like Yami still had a phenomenal character arc. So did Mario Leona. It's just
I
that
no, I'm
you're
not saying they don't have. What I said is that they don't have an extensive, like it's very in your face
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's
character arc.
not a
Like for
yeah.
example, Finral had a pretty extensive character
I
arc,
agree.
and
Yeah,
it's simple to understand. It's very there.
yeah,
Whereas
yeah.
these
Even
like
Vanessa,
they're
even
like
like
yeah, I'm not saying
yeah,
they don't have. It's that they don't get the same kind of treatment like that other characters get when
yeah.
it comes to their character arcs.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree. But anyway, let's move on from just yapping about Yami. But let me
All right.
see here. Priyansh says, I really loved how Yami Kishin form looks. Kijin form looks similar to Asta's first devil with the one wing. Yep, it's extremely cool, and you know it definitely is callbacks to back in the day for sure. And then Byron, hey Byron, what's up, man? Welcome back. Yeah, the Piero execs are crying about how much Peak Tabata has been writing. Yeah, no, man. I
No,
mean,
bro.
the
No, bro. They're rubbing their hands together and with the tears of the animators
yeah,
when they read the fucking pages that they have to animate.
pretty much in the time that they're given. Yeah, I just, you know, like more than action, I really prefer excellent direction, and I feel like, um, excellent direction, like at an overall sense, you know, like even with the character writing stuff that we get, you know, like I feel like directing those really well and knowing how to hit the notes really well, it does a lot more for people than they even realize than like, you know, a cool Mahoraga-esque fighting sequence does. You know, like the Mahoraga
Mm.
fighting sequence, oh my god, amazing, like just like top tier cinema. But at the same time, like I don't want to give spoilers away, but the Dan Dan episode, you know, like it's not action, but like look at the direction of that particular sequence, you know, like even though I've not seen the episodes like overall, I know the content, and I've seen the you know, I've seen I've seen snippets from the episode itself, and I will be watching it tonight. But the reason I feel like most people would connect to something like that a lot more than, you know, a Maharaga fight scene, and that scene will probably live in your mind forever, you know, like is because of how phenomenally well directed something that emotionally impactful is. And I feel like these chapters, if you can get those particular moments right, I don't care if the fights are just like, it's okay, you know, like I obviously don't want a blue lock situation, but like if the fighting is not like, you know, so, you know, like animated like one like Yuno versus what's his name, Real, I would be okay with it if the direction and everything for the emotional moments is done well. Like for example, the end of the Royal Knights arc, you know, with Zora walking away and how that particular scene was done. Same thing with Sekre and Lumiere, where I mean I feel like it could have been even better, but yeah, like that's what I'm talking about. Those kind of scenes, if you can make those the highlight of the sequence of the plot that's going on, and you can make those stand out really well, then I think you're done. Like the like 90% of the job is done, and give some average action animation, and you're good. Like I honestly feel that way. So you know,
Uh, Let me also add, I think Tabata, like especially um after the Elf Saga, he's gotten a lot better with like paneling, framing, and just
yeah,
like especially like I think like several scenes here is like it's almost made to be animated.
yeah, I agree. Yeah,
And like I'm not even talking about like the spreads or like certain like even like the action. I'm speaking of like some very like simple panels.
mm-hmm.
Like for example, I think it's in Let me find the page. Actually, it's in the final batch of or it's in the final chapter.
Okay, like just
Uh,
explain it as you're looking for it though.
all right. So it's like it's that one panel. Like it's in a doubles page spread, and then Nacht is like like trying to take a stand on the left side of the
Oh yeah.
page.
Oh my god. It's that shot. I was definitely gonna get to that. It is so cinematic. It is so cinematic with the
Right.
strobe lights going off in the foreground, and he's just there, and you can feel exactly how the anime is gonna adapt it. If
Yeah,
you know, yeah.
you can feel like, oh, he's stumbling to get up, but he's getting ready to do something.
Yeah. It's just it's so good. And of course, like a lot of the dialogue and like the internal thoughts to this chapter have been so good. And that's just, I feel like that's just the norm with Nacht. You put Nacht in there and like the internal monologues are just gonna hit, you know? Like, you know, okay, so now that
Yeah.
we've spoken about Yami, okay, we'll talk a little bit more about Ichika, and then we'll like move on to the Nacht portion of it, because I feel like substance wise there's a lot more to discuss with Nacht, emotionally, character wise speaking, because that's pretty much the focus of our, you know, discussion here, clearly. Recent Bleach episode has really made me want Black Clover anime back, especially this fight. I definitely want to watch the latest batch of Thousand Year Blood War, but Emo is caught up, and he can probably agree.
I'm like 3 episodes behind, 2, 3 episodes,
Okay, okay, gotcha. Yeah. All right. But anyway, so like
but it's been really good.
yeah, moving forward though, like with Ichika stuff, like I'm really glad to see like her kind of changing. It's like how many times during the Hino arc like has she had a non-frown on her face? Never. You know. So
Right.
like to actually like see her like become normal, like, you know, the frown is off the face.
Yeah,
She's not
like she allows
smiling.
herself to become like the little sister again.
Yeah, no, it's not just about that. I feel like, dude, it's not about being a little sister. It's not about being innocent or happy or anything. It's just like you lose that frown, you're like a normal person. You're like yourself again. You know, that's what I feel like Ichika is now. Like she feels like herself again. She doesn't feel like this angry, resentment filled person, and like, you know, like the whole time. And yeah, you get a couple of the, you know, little sister shots, which are great. You know, like she's very cute. It's very innocent. It feels like, you know, like, okay, like she's able to, you know, feel like a normal person, as a, you know, like connection to Yami. Everything is established, but yeah, it just feels nice. She feels like herself. She feels like a person that is, you know, like not driven by all the problems that she's had in life. You know, I don't know. Maybe it's like, yeah, she does. Now that I'm flipping through the chapter, she does have a lot more frowns and stuff, and she's like unhappy most of the time. But I feel like it's the overall aura, you know. And yeah, like Priyansh says, she basically came out of her tsundere phase. Yeah, and Byron says, I think the anime will expand on Noelle's fight and her conflict with her family. We'll get to that. I do have a little bit more thoughts on that. Probably towards the end, like once we're done with these batch of chapters, we'll get back to that. But yeah, like I really enjoyed it. And then one thing though that was a little bit iffy for me
Oh
is,
God, you're cutting out.
is it better now?
I don't know, man. You just say, is
Okay.
it better?
Okay, let me see. Let me
Yep.
chat. Let me know if I'm cutting out like as much as Emo says. Uh, Let me see here, because if I am, I guess I gotta
It might be a Discord thing because
possibly.
they would hear the audio directly from your microphone. I
Yeah,
don't
I
think it
hope
should
it's a
be cutting
Discord
out.
thing, because I mean,
Do
Jesus.
you okay?
Let me check.
So
Let me check.
do you see at the bottom left, right next to the disconnect button,
Um, right next to the disconnect button.
like disconnect from the call?
Yep.
Do you see the like the noise suppression thing?
Oh yeah, it's
Is
on.
that on?
Yep, I've turned it off.
Okay, try
Cool.
removing that.
Yeah, let me know how it sounds. Hopefully it's a little bit better now. But yeah, like she basically came out of a tsundere phase, and Byron says along with some expansions on Aesir's dialogue. Yeah. Again, like I said, I'll get to that. Anyway, so one thing that kind of was a little bit weird to me with Ichika this chapter was how she, you know, she took the demon soul pill, and then Yami's like, I can handle it, and then that's it. Like, you know, no more thought about that. Like, bro, like it's, yeah, I know like Tabata like, you know, goes back a little bit and is like, oh my god, you know, like I kill everybody, and then like he's okay, and then they just move on. You know, it's like, I don't know. I feel like I kind of want a little bit more guilt. I kind of wanted a little bit more guilt out of Ichika, but then we probably would have needed this to be like, needed Tabata to have gone weekly, to have gotten something like that, you know, even more time allocated to that, because like, you know, this is effective enough, you know, but you know, a little bit more.
Yeah.
would have been better. But yeah, how's the cutting out, by the way, so far?
None so far.
Okay, cool. So then it was just Discord then. But yeah, cool. So then Yami cuts down Lucius, and then, bro, this motherfucker just keeps getting cut the fuck up. It's like, bro, what is happening? Why does he not do anything ever? You know, like who'd have thought you still had this kind of strength? That's incredible, Yami. And then bro just dies after saying Morgan is stronger. It's like I don't know. Like I want more Lucius. I just really hope that whenever we get to Lucius, it's gonna be better. And yeah, okay. So like, what are your thoughts on Yami's Kijin form, by the way? Like the demon god form, like the visually, how you feel about it?
It's very. I'm not in love with it, but I don't like dislike
Hate
it.
it? Yeah, yeah, exactly. I don't hate it either, but yeah, somebody said he looks like a stripper, and I think that's because of the, slashes across his torso, which just makes it look like he's wearing some weird BDSM gear, like like the Kaido goons were in One Piece Wano. So,
Yeah.
it's definitely a little bit weird, but I feel like if he was wearing like a better fit, he would look a little bit better. Cause like the beads are interesting. I like the face tattoos that he's got going on. The horns are not
Yeah, I
bad.
just yeah, I really feel like it's only just like something in the middle that's missing.
Yeah, exactly. It feels a little bit incomplete. Maybe if he gets like a proper cloak, the Black Bull's cloak or something, maybe he'll
He
look a little
has
bit
it.
better. He still has it? Really?
Yeah,
I don't see it. Wait a second. Oh,
I'll
okay.
send you a
I thought that
pic.
was just a magic. Okay. No, I see it. I see it. I thought that was just
I'll
a
send
magic.
even a better panel.
Okay.
There you
No,
can
I
see
got
it
it. I
pretty
got
good.
it.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like if we got it like a full body shot without the cloak like flipping in the wind, maybe I would have liked it. But yeah. Anyway, like Yami and Ichika, great stuff. And I love that Ichika's like, I'm not some damsel in distress that needs to be saved. I'm here to fight. And then the way that they fight, it's like beautiful, dude. It's just so fucking good. Like,
Dude.
and the way that Tabata uses dark magic, I love it. Like the only uncreative use of it so far in the entire series is the way that Morgan uses it, which I almost feel like is completely acceptable, because even there it's like, he's absorbing non-black dark magic, and then dark magic is like how do I put it, like nullified, and like it's
No,
done
it's
fine.
like it's I
It's
think it's
fine,
actually pretty interesting that like
really.
he's using the darkness to buff his own like light magic.
Oh, right, because like the greater the darkness, the brighter the
Yeah.
light shine. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Oh yeah, okay. Now I'm seeing. I just assumed that all the black that we've been seeing are like from Noct or Ichika and Yami. Now it makes a lot more sense that he's using some of the dark magic. That makes a whole lot more sense. Okay. Okay, yeah, that's really cool. And I see like people like shitting on Black Clover because Yami's like, that attack happened at light speed. I could only dodge it. Like that's all he said. So, do you have any thoughts on that, or?
Yeah, bro. Okay, dude. I I implore them to find like literally any fucking mangaka that would write, "Oh, this character's MFTL plus plus" in their fucking dialogue.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's not just that though. Like, okay, so that is definitely like um, that is definitely obviously a shot at the people who are criticizing, them like Black Clover for being weak now. But I have smoke for the power scalers in general too. It's like, bro, your authors don't really usually care about, like, especially mangakas,
Yeah.
they don't care about power scaling the way that we do. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, some people definitely do take that into account. Like maybe JJK, I feel like does that a little bit, not to the extent that the fans do. And then
Mm.
even in Black Clover, it's like, yeah, sure, he's clearly much faster than light. Like he's able to dodge it with Black Moon. He's like was planning on attacking, and Julius, he was literally fighting in light mage, and he said this is at light speed, and Julius was dog walking Patry basically. So
Yeah.
yeah, like it
But
is.
like thing is, okay, I will say the thing about the whole light speed argument,
Yeah,
it kind of does stem from Patri a lot because
yeah,
in the first fight against Yami versus
Yummy, yeah,
Patri, he does state that it's light speed,
yeah,
and then in the fight against Julius, he's still light speed, right?
yeah,
And then the issue comes a bit after
Where you reincarnate and you're
um
so much faster, more powerful, blah blah blah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then after that he becomes a dark elf, which means he's even faster.
Yeah, and then
And
Nozel
then
is like curb stomps him.
yeah, and then you have like all these multipliers because like Tabata has confirmed that some of the transformations are like straight up multipliers to
Uh-huh.
stats,
Uh-huh.
and then it just spirals from there.
Yeah, no, exactly. I know, like the power creep in Black Clover is crazy, but what I'm trying to say is, it's like the quote from Stan Lee. It's like, who would win in a fight against like between Spider-Man and I don't know, like Superman maybe. I don't know who they were talking about. Maybe Wolverine, something like that. And Stan Lee
Whoever the
said,
writer
"Whoever I
wants to
want to
win.
win." Yeah, like whoever I want to win. So like in this case, like Tabata wants you to feel the tension between Yami fighting Morgan, and he wants to emphasize how fast the situation is. So he's like, oh, you know, like the fastest thing in the world is light. So yeah, he's like, oof, light. You know, like that's all he's doing here. It's not like, like if tomorrow he wanted to be like, oh, like Yami like gets his arm cut off, it's because he's moving at like Morgan is moving at light speed. He'll just do that. Like, he'll just do that. He does not have any grievances because, again, like it might come into like you might have issues with power scaling as fans, but to him it's like, no, the tension is more important in the scene rather than like
Yeah,
saying much
absolutely.
faster than light or much faster than light or infinitesimally faster than light, like whatever the fuck the
Yeah.
verbiage is for like power
MFTL plus
scaling.
plus.
Yeah. Right. Byron says, "Do you guys think we are in for a huge tone shift when we cut to the real Lucius?" Definitely, definitely. But we'll get to that. I feel like next issue we're gonna get the Gate One opening 100% triad twist that we've been waiting for. That I thought would happen at the end of this set of chapters because I just assumed that Tabata would not, would continue with the Giga writing style of not giving character writing that much importance for, especially for the villains and everything. So yeah. If Aegis was anime, says I'm afraid of demons. I mean, I would hope so.
Cool.
Yeah, right. They're demons, but yeah, like interesting.
I still want to harp on a bit about like the power scaling thing.
Sure.
Um, I do find it kind of hilarious that people are like it's a quote unquote criticism
Yeah.
that the Black Clover verse is weak.
Yeah.
Like, what does that have to do anything with the
Boruto
writing?
fans. Boruto fans.
Like,
Boruto fans. Boruto
my
fans.
series
Boruto
is so
fans.
much stronger than yours.
Boruto
It's like a
fans.
kid playing
Boruto
with
fans.
toys.
Exactly. Boruto fans. Boruto fans. Boruto fans. Boruto fans.
Oh
Boruto
god.
fans. Boruto fans. That's literally what it
Say it one
is.
more time for a good measure.
Boruto fans. but yeah. Okay, yeah, one more thing about Ichika. She's like, I don't know much about your relationship to Yami, but like Asta said, he's inspired everybody in a foreign land where he knew nothing, and like I can't stand by and watch, and like all that stuff. It's great. It's just really cool, and I love that Yami gets the bulk of the what do you call it, like importance with regards to the fights, where he's able to break down the fighting. Like it's very cool. It kind of reminds me of how the Dante fight went, where he explained what he was doing. I'll take my mana zone, condense it even more, and then like I'll do it, blah blah blah. Like it's great.
Hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, so I think that's pretty much it with regards to Yami. I think we can move on to Nacht. It's how does it happen? How does it start again? Let me see here. A few minutes ago.
We can move on to it.
We can move on to Nacht.
Okay, you cut out there. What?
Really?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now, though?
Strange.
Is it good now?
Well, I don't know.
I mean, I'm talking to you. Is it
Again,
cutting out now?
no, like it's like once every so often, but before it was happening a lot more frequently.
Okay, I guess it's Discord. That's weird because
Yeah.
nobody's complaining in the chat. Not that we're getting a ton of chats, but that's a conversation for another time. All right, so yeah, a few minutes earlier, and then you see Dark Prison Hunting Ground, and then Morgan is realizing that okay, Lucifuges is in there, and he has to beat him down. And then the three-way Devil Union is so cool. It's I know everybody's been talking about this already, but the Kaiju number 8 esque design is so cool, so interesting. I love the texture that's on the armor. I feel like it's a little too, how do I put it? A little too naked, if that's the right word. I feel like it's not I feel like there still needs to be a little bit more meat, especially with the way that the fucking wings look, which just looks so bad. Like the wings look so bad. Like if you take a look at the first double spread that we have in that chapter, inside the dark prison hunting ground, and on the top left, bro is just flying like a hawk. I mean, that design, it looks so fucking ugly to me. So yeah. Zigzado says, why people confusing Yami's wounds X design? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it because people expect that when the healing is happening for it to heal completely. So yeah, like I mean, it just on the face of it, it looks very weird. Like there's no question about it. But yeah. And then Byron says, Tabata doing his guts berserker armor inspection with Noct. You think so? I don't think so. I don't think it's definitely more kaiju leaning than guts armor leaning. I think we've gotten the guts armor-esque stuff happening with Asta before, but yeah. Anyway, so like the Gallus Felis and Canis transformation.
To be fair, like I'm kind of getting more like Zenon vibes. I don't read kaiju number 8, so maybe that's why.
Yeah. If you took a look at any one of the kaiju designs, you'll understand what I'm talking about. It's definitely like Zenon design. I think I vaguely get where you're coming from, but no, the kaiju influence or whatever, or like reference is what is a lot more standouty. Also, one more thing. So I
really like the mask.
Sorry?
I really like the headpiece on the 3-way.
Oh yeah, I wish instead of seeing his face, we got to actually see the, like jaws clamped down, and we saw like an actual, skeleton, like a skull. But this is cool too. But anyway, because it looks like a Power Ranger now, which is like fine, but it's a little funny. But yeah, so I have like a kind of a thought, like what do you call it? Like kind of a possibly controversial thought on the double page spreads. It's cool, don't get me wrong, but it's a bunch of lines. You know what I'm saying? It's a bunch of lines.
A bit unreadable.
Yeah, it's definitely unreadable, and I think that's kind of the intention. I feel like the chaos is the intention, but I feel like it's cool, and it's probably difficult to draw, but it doesn't. I don't know, when it's just a bunch of lines ultimately. You know what I'm saying? Like each of the double spreads that we've gotten, like the big action panels, action spreads. Again, like I absolutely love them, but it's just a bunch of lines, which we've seen before. Even with Lily, that's the same thing that happened. Like a very similar thing happened, and it's good, it's nice, I like it, but at the same time, it's like it's a little bit too chaotic, and yeah, like. When the anime comes, I don't know if it's going to be super difficult as people are expecting, because if you remember Will versus Yuno, this is what was going on. Like, you don't have to like exactly follow what the manga is doing, like the intention is there. So you have the dark prison hunting ground that's in the background, and then you have like a bunch of lights going across. So, it could just simply be chaos. And of course, it's going to be difficult to draw, but I feel like rather like the fact that it's all just lines makes it a lot more simple with regards to the design of the attack itself, and the most thing that you have to worry about is like the background animation and things like that nature, which sure, obviously are going to be difficult, but yeah, you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, I do, and like I do see what you mean, but
yeah,
I don't know, like it's yeah, I don't agree.
Yeah.
Okay, I think one of the spreads I really, really, really like is the Dark X Shadow Magic.
Yeah,
one.
Definitely. The Dark Prison Hunting Ground in the background is like similar to what I was asking for.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, did you not hear me? I said the Dark Prison Hunting Ground in the background of that spread is what kind of what I was asking for. It's so cool. It's like a dark sun with like, like fucking tendrils writhing out.
Yeah, and like you do feel like you get a sense of like 3-dimensionality, if I say it like that.
I feel that. Yeah,
or like a sense of distance, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. And like just talking about that particular spread, like the Dark X Shadow Magic Walpurgis Night. It's so good. It's so good, especially with the Walpurga stuff, which I don't know if you remember, Emo. I've been screaming about it ever since we got to know Nacht's birthday. And no, actually, ever since I got to know about Faust, the fact that his last name was Faust. Like, ever since then, if you remember, I did some research into it, and I was talking about Walpurg is not, like all over Twitter and YouTube too. So it just feels so super cathartic to see Tabata use it, especially in like the ultimate ending portion for Noct in the entire series. So yeah, it feels so intentional. It feels great, and I'm happy that he finally used it. And going back to this, with like Noct, trying to beat him, and like, Ichika assuming that like, wait, even with anti-magic he couldn't do anything. It's like, nope, it's just the guilt. He's going back to, like actually seeing this incarnation of goodness in front of you, like, and this guy, like, being manipulated and everything, and like the guilt. It's great stuff. It's like really classic Noct character writing, and I love it. And like moving forward also, like it's again, like the fact that Yami's like, man, you're pathetic, all you're freaked out by yourself. It's so good, dude. It's, I don't know, like the whole interaction is like phenomenal. And like everything about it is great. And one of my favorite things was obviously the disco lights going on in the foreground while Noct is just like standing up. Like that particular shot is absolutely phenomenal, where you have the dialogue that's been setting Twitter ablaze with like, oh, tears don't mark the end of a sin. So good. And yeah, it's just really great. And like actually seeing Noct, like how do I put it, like finally growing out, like, okay, I need to like kill myself, I need to die, all that stuff. He's putting that aside, and he's like, no, I gotta, like, I gotta do what Asta told me to do. I gotta live, and I gotta see this through, and I gotta atone. And like, you remember like the first spell, like great spell that we saw from Noct was like Monument to Atonement, where it was his own grave. This was like the appropriate monument to his atonement, which is like a great callback, is what I feel, to that, because I think that's what the chapter is called, right? Sune or something. Yeah, Sune Atonement. Yeah, I don't know what, like, is that German?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I really,
Which makes sense because their names are in German.
Yeah. Noct and Morgan are definitely like German inspired and everything. Not German inspired, what am I saying? Like, they're clearly German names. Even Faust, right? I feel like that's a Faust legend was also German, if I'm not wrong. And even the Townsmen of Bremen, like the folk tale, it's the Grimm brothers, right? The Grimm brothers were German, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. So yeah, it definitely comes back to all of that. But yeah, so again, like this entire chapter being like atonement, and being the actual atonement, in comparison to the Spade chapter, where he was doing the Monument of Atonement and it was his own grave. It's like, no, my death is not atonement. Me making sure that I stop you is my atonement, And then us getting the brighter the light, the deeper the shadow cast. It's just, oh man, so good.
Yeah,
I really loved it.
It's like, it's a double comment of both, like the powers and like,
yeah, of course,
the characters themselves, right?
Yeah. It's great. It's genuinely phenomenal. Okay. And yet,
my only complaint is that I have no idea how we go from like the page before the last or the spread before the last spread to the last spread.
I agree. I definitely agree. It's just like bro just shows up.
I have no idea. Yeah. I have no understanding of that, how that happened.
Okay, I think, so when so the building behind Morgan in the previous page, so you see some darkness that's seeping out from under him?
From Morgan.
Yeah, like Morgan. Look at the brighter the light, that particular spread. I also passed them on my own part.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so, and then you see right below that there's a building that he's like jumping off of, basically.
Hello?
Dude, how many times? Can you not hear me again?
No, like now you're like properly cutting out, not just like minor cutouts.
I hate waiting 3 months for a but guys, let me know, like, is it cutting out for you? Because if it's not, then I think, let me see here. Let me just like unplug and replug. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, I hear you.
Is it better?
I have no idea.
Okay. Anyway, so that particular
it's not a good question.
The debris that you see behind Morgan, you can see it.
Yeah.
You see some darkness coming out from underneath him.
Sort of.
Not sort of. Like, just zoom into it. Look at it. It's clear. It's literally there.
Oh my god! I need to open it as a separate image.
Yeah, I mean it's there. It's clearly there. I'm looking at it on my tablet, and the same panel. Nacht is like bending down, so he's clearly about to like teleport into that shadow and like come out from underneath it and stab him. So yeah, it is. It's definitely interpretable, at least.
Yeah,
I can
I
explain
don't
it
know.
post. I can explain it after the
All
chat,
right,
like after
all
the
right.
stream. But yeah, what are your thoughts on Nacht's form, like the four-way double union?
The four way. Okay, I will say I think it's maybe not like how he looks like
Mm-hmm.
exactly is as cool as the oh god, but
The three-way,
the
yeah.
site keeps crashing down.
Okay, forget about it. Just
Okay, okay,
yeah.
but I do like the shields, and I do like especially his tail. I think it looks really cool,
Yeah, the tail is really cool for sure.
and I do like how like in the final page he uses like one of the shields kind of like as a sword.
Yeah,
It's shaped like a sword,
yeah.
and it does give me like Asta vibes. It feels like he took inspiration from
Oh,
Asta.
for sure, for sure. And yeah, see, personally, I don't think it's great. I feel like it's too simplistic, if that makes sense. Like, especially given it's a fucking four-way double union. Like, I feel like there should be a lot more moving pieces, but it's fine. It's like it just the design philosophy is a lot more similar to Asta Perfect. Sorry, True Double Union, not True Double Union. Sorry, the double union that we see him achieve against Nama and Lilith. I feel like the design philosophy is very similar. Like the way that the texture of these things look is very similar to that, and
Yeah.
yeah, but other than that, like his like other than the fucking cloak that he has on with the ancient demon, excuse me, ancient demon symbol, it's just it's just black. Like it's the same as Yami's bull robe, black bull robe.
Mm,
So I feel like it's a little
yeah.
too simplistic, and yeah, I'm okay with it. It's okay,
Yeah,
but yeah.
I think like what redeemed, I didn't really like super like Devil Unit when it was first revealed,
Uh huh.
but as time went on, you
Definitely,
did see variations of it
for sure.
a lot better.
Yeah. Like especially like when so with Asta Devil Union, like every time he pulled out a different sword, the Devil Union itself would change. So it's like minor details like that, which really like made me
The
appreciate.
scarf, bro, the
Yeah.
anti-magic
Oh
scarf.
God, so good,
Yeah,
so good. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for Nacht. It's really good stuff. Really, absolutely loved it. And then getting to the Morgan part of it, where like some of the things that he's doing is like it's so cool for me. It's like first he's obviously the whole Lucius glazing is always there, you know like it's
yeah,
it's always there. But the thing that really interests me is that in the Sune chapter and like the spread before the last spread, he's like impressive, but just so that everyone may smile in true peace. The glory of that day, that dream, I'll surpass them on my own. Like that is dialogue, like introspection, like feelings from a character that we've never seen from the paladins before. It's always been just like, I am greatest, now die. Lucius is greatest, now die. That's pretty much it.
yeah,
You know, so him saying all that, and then him saying, "I knew it, brother. You're the one of the greatest talent for magic," and him like literally like he's so happy about it. And all that stuff.
yeah,
I don't know. Like Morgan is really great. I really
yeah.
enjoyed
It
him.
feels like it's actually Morgan that came back,
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
like a
It feels like
twisted Morgan, and whereas the others, it's like or I say the others, but it's mainly just
Aesir.
here.
Yeah, even Morris had some character writing to him, man. He like you got some
Yeah,
background for him.
like
Damnatio though,
even
Damnatio
okay,
and
like
Aesir. Yeah,
yeah, like Lily felt like Lily if she was twisted, right?
true, true, true.
And dude, even Heath is like, yo, it's that kid.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like it's so tiny, but it's
It's
enough
my
to
bro.
make them
Yeah,
feel like, yeah, it's the
it's
same
bro.
character.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
No, but I think at the same time, dude, the bar is so fucking low.
yeah, yeah. Exactly. I'm talking about like three lines of dialogue from Morgan that I'm like praising to hell. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then also one of the I just found a panel that I fucking fell in love with immediately. Is like page number 6, where he's like light shines brightest in the darkness, that particular page. Like the final panel in that, dude, is so cinematic with Noct like sitting on top of the roof and like the destruction just happening in the background. Oh my
Oh
god.
yeah,
Beautiful,
dude, that
dude.
chapter, yeah,
Jesus, so good. Oh god. But yeah, like it's really good. Anyway, super super cool chapter. I feel like this has to be animated at like a episode 93 and 94 level quality and like love, and even hopefully better, because the compositing has to go crazy, even more so than the Julius fight. But yeah.
yeah. The pics he sent today in the group chat.
Yeah, I swear.
Like, I don't know if
So
you can pull them up
shout
on
out.
stream,
Yeah,
but
I can't. Let me see here though. Like I gotta.
it's especially like the second tweet you sent. I can send it to you.
Yeah, yeah. No, I yeah, okay, yeah, forget about it. Send it to me, yeah.
I think especially that because it shows like the variety. I guess.
Yeah, yeah. Did you send it to me on Discord?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I do not want to see it there. So let me just pull it up over here. So, guys, this is Kufuro Art on Twitter. I will obviously be showing you his particular profile and everything. But yeah, let me see here if I can just pull this up. Let me see here. Window capture at source. New source.
And I sent it
Yeah,
in the chat as well.
that's fine. This is good. Yeah. So this stuff is just, oh god, it's so fantastic. Like, send me the other one too, if you can, or
Oh,
I'll just
all
look
right.
through the profile, as I'm showing it, like to give credit and whatnot. Because the latest chapters, this person, they colored it in like the anime style, and like it is just phenomenal, to say the least. Like, just look at how this looks, guys. Like, I don't know if you guys can see it on the screen. Let me check if you can though. Yeah, you can
They
definitely see it
can.
on the screen. Yeah, it's like screenshots from the anime. It's really cool. The compositing and everything. It's like the art style and the aesthetic of it is just phenomenal. And again, this is Kufuro A, so Kufuro Art on Twitter, Kufuroa. Just phenomenal drawings and phenomenal like aesthetic that they bring to the anime uh,
Um,
esque designs. But yeah,
you're lagging a lot.
that's fine, dude. Like it's a potato PC.
Audio,
Okay.
like audio lagging.
Okay, give me a second.
Hello.
I'm here, chill.
Hello. Or disappeared.
But yeah.
This is my stream now.
Yeah, thank you for putting that on the chat. Let me just pin it. Pin message, yeah. So yeah, guys, like look at the tweet that just got pinned. It's so good as this shit loads up in the background. Yeah, it's just great.
Did you hear anything I said?
Yeah, man, I heard everything. You were not able to hear me. Like the people were able to hear me though.
Okay. Okay. Wow.
Something's wrong with Discord, yeah. Yeah, so as you can see, like it's just
Yeah.
really cool overall.
You're lagging like crazy. It might be a regional thing as well. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it is definitely my PC. Like it's like the sharing the screen is definitely taking a lot out of it. But yeah, so I'm just gonna
I'm having
stop
trouble
that.
even making out a single word. Hold.
Yeah, you should be able to hear me so much better now.
Hello.
Yeah, you should be able to hear me so much better now.
Okay. You're back.
Yeah.
I
So
can at least make out a single word.
yeah, I was saying the fucking sharing the screen was causing issues for the potato laptop. But yeah, like but I'm back in December. It's gonna be the PC. It's gonna be a lot better. But anyway, coming back to this, yeah, phenomenal. Like overall
Yeah.
design philosophy that
Yeah.
particular
It's
artist has.
especially like the use of colors.
Yeah,
I think like if I wanted the Black Clover anime to come back, or
I
like
wanted
how
to
I
look like
would
it. Yeah,
imagine it to look, yeah, this is
exactly.
how like generally I would like it to look like.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. And all right. So what was the other thing that we were going to talk about? I guess it was somebody asked me about it in the chat. I said I'll come back to it. Let's see. I want Nah to be buffed up as Yami. That probably never happened.
Tone shift with Lucius.
Tone shift with Lucius. Yes, I hate waiting 3 months for a chapter. I wish it was monthly. I swear, Booth. I am right there with you. Yeah. So the tone shift with Lucius. So like I was saying, I was expecting the big plot twist to come by the end of this chapter, but I feel like Tabata really wanted to dedicate everything to wrapping up the siblings' plot lines. So I feel like he probably just waited, like wanted to let it wait until the next issue. So unless the next issue Tabata wants to focus on like the remaining characters on the battlefield with like who are fighting the other Lucius clones, like William, Charlotte, and like the other bulls and whoever is there, like if the best bet is like if he does that, the best bet is that we might see Leo and Mars then. If we don't see them then, we'll probably never see them like again.
Oh God,
Yeah.
that is a grim reality.
Yeah. So that's definitely a part. But yeah, like at the end of it, the fact that we've been seeing Lucius getting cut up so often is clearly similar to how we saw like the Triad getting beaten up by the non-main characters. Like I feel like Broku said this on the timeline earlier, but he was talking about how he feels like the Paladins are coming back. And with the way that this particular chapter ended, I don't see why Morgan would be dead. Because, I mean, you could, like, it's body, blood, bone, right? You could just create the body again, I feel, unless the soul, like, did you take care of the soul? Is the anti-magic cutting up the soul? Like, is that what's happening? Like, unless that's the case, I don't see why he wouldn't just come back. And especially with Noelle, like, even Aesir, I feel like none of it was anti-magic, so I don't know, like it's interesting. I'm wondering, I'm really wondering what's gonna happen, but we still have to see Yuno and Asta fight. They're still out there, so unless they fight and then they take an L, like you're not gonna see like a bigger L that's coming the way. So I think unless it's happening in the next issue, the issue after that, definitely we're gonna have something happen where it shakes up the status quo. Because again, remember, we still have a Dremelech left, we still have Beelzebub's whole it was made very clear that Lily was not the one who sent him to what do you call it, to Hino. So yeah, definitely something is definitely coming for sure. And one of the reasons that makes me feel that way, especially about the Aesir part of it, is that entire chapter, like that entire issue, had nothing to do with Noelle, right? Like, or rather, like from Noelle's, like there was no storytelling for Noelle specifically. It was like storytelling for Solid and Nebra, and a little bit for Noelle. But like, bro, your main character is Noelle, so the fact that we didn't get anything for her makes me feel like, okay, either Tabata just has no ideas for her, which I don't think it can be the case, especially considering that she's one of the main characters. I feel like whatever he has for her, like he's gonna like bring it in a bigger way soon-ish. So that's also one of the reasons why I feel like, okay, there's still something left. So definitely I can definitely see something like that happening with Noelle going forward. But yeah, what are your thoughts? Do you have any other thoughts on like where we're probably going to be leading?
Okay, I think Noelle will definitely have to do something more, because I don't think the series will end without the spectacle of having like Asta and Noelle fight together. I feel like that is like one of the must things
I
or
don't
must have.
think. Okay, see, I understand where you're coming from. I would love that too, and I know that the fandom is in love with something like that too. But I don't know if Tabata ever thought of Asta, and Noelle as a trio together. Like, I know that they had their trio-esque plot line, but at the end of the day, Asta and are the ones who fought Lucifer.
I don't think of them like as a trio, right? But I do think like
Yeah, I
having
guess
like
they are the
this.
face of.
I would say
No, you're
those are
not.
the main
Never
characters.
mind. Yeah, I was wrong because we do remember we had that color page with all three of them.
Yeah.
Right after spray. Yeah, I guess I was wrong. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Maybe you're right. Maybe we will see that. And Acilio says, following the promo in 368, the next chapter should be a Lucius versus Asta fight. So I don't expect them to win. Or what I expect to happen is that the fight goes so well, but then at the end, boom, plot twist. Like right after, like like it always happens. That's how Tabata writes, And then hopefully Leo achieves his limit break that he was supposed to get during the Elf arc, along with Fuego getting Spirit Dive and Noelle getting Spirit Dive when the Paladins return. I think she already has, like, I would consider what she has the equivalent of a Spirit Dive. I think, right?
I need to know more about the fucking Leviathan. What is wrong?
That's true. That's true. Yeah, exactly.
He seems more like a demon than like
True, like
More
a
like
spirit. Yeah,
something from the underworld rather than like
yeah,
a
like a
spirit.
remnant of the previous Clifford incident. Rather than
Yeah.
yeah, for sure, for sure. But
And
that's
like bro also becomes a little chibi like
right.
creature like the
Yeah.
devils.
Yeah, like exactly like the devils. Yeah, definitely. I do feel like, and of course, with us discussing last time about how the aesthetic of Noelle and the dragon transformation looks a lot similar to Paladin's. It seems like a devil transformation that has been purified. Like
Yeah.
maybe there's something to the saint stage of it all where she's able to purify it. So definitely
Or
something that I'm
something
looking forward
inherent
to.
with like Noelle herself.
Yeah, exactly. Like maybe her dad is an angel. You never know. So yeah. Anyway, something that I'm super looking forward to. But
Yeah,
I
because
think
we don't like really understand how to do it quite. He just says that's how like the way it is.
yeah,
He says, "Oh, this is the true form of humanity,"
yeah,
but we don't really know how like what is the process like. What did you do?
yeah, exactly. He just like quote unquote
What?
purified it. Yeah. What does that mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely, I think we're in for a lot more. Um, what do you call it? Angel level lore that might help us on because like how do you know that this is the true form of humanity unless you saw something like this in your life? I feel like possibly he would have seen an angel and he would have tried to recreate it with humans. So like, oh, that is perfection. Like that's probably what I feel
Mm.
happened with Lucius. I could be wrong. This is a thought that I've had for a long time too, but yeah. Uh,
Mm.
Byron says Noelle does call her new form Valkyrie dress dragon form, so her getting better connection with Leviathan and regaining Saint stage makes sense for her. Um, I guess, but I don't know. Like Saint stage probably just only works with the four great spirits, right? So I don't know if it makes sense for Leviathan to give her Saint stage, personally speaking. But yeah, Nyx. Oh my god, is there a rare Pokemon
What
I
the
see? I
hell?
spot in the chat? Yo, what the
This guy's
fuck?
alive?
Yeah, I know, right? Wait, holy shit. That's crazy. We're actually seeing this dude like chat. This is crazy. Next, if you want to feel nostalgic, this is not even close to what we're planning on doing soon-ish. The very shiniest. What does that mean? The very shiniest.
The very shiniest of them all.
Okay. Oh, the Pokemon. Okay, right. I guess I forgot the chat is on a little bit of a delay, right? But yeah, like what I'm talking about is Emo and I are planning to do an overall anime manga media podcast soon-ish. That's probably gonna go. That's probably gonna come through weekly, covering some of the Jump manga and like some of the non-Jump manga and whatever viewers are probably interested in. So that's what I was talking about. If you think this feels nostalgic, wait until you hear that the Clovercast is back in a particular form, of course. But yeah. Um, anyway, I think I'm all talked out about the chapters. What about you?
Yeah, I feel pretty exhausted, right?
Yeah, I agree. It's like beyond midnight for me, so I think I'm pretty much done too. But anyway, thank you guys so much for joining. Thank you, Nix, for joining right in the nick of the end. And yeah, everybody
No
who
pun
else,
intended.
yeah, no pun intended, of course. And everybody else who joined, and Priyansh who interacted so much with the chat, and Byron too, and everybody else who interacted. Thank you guys so much. It's been super fun, and hopefully I get to talk to you guys soon-ish again. But yeah, look forward to me coming back full force like mid to the end of December. That's probably what's gonna happen. But yeah, thank you Emo for coming on. Thank you to Crane for. I only read Black Lore, but I like to tap in. I mean, sure, why not? I just got here. No, yeah. I mean, brother, you're a micro celebrity in your college campus. What weekly podcast are you ever gonna be part of again? Like, come on, that's not happening,
Facts.
right? Yeah, go do your celebrity life thing, man.
Bro, if he joins us, we'll get
Like 1 million subscribers tomorrow, guaranteed.
facts.
Yeah. No, but anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining in, and of course, like check out Kufuro A on Twitter for phenomenal anime esque designs of the latest chapter. And again, thank you to Crane. You can follow him in the description. Phenomenal thumbnail art too. 2 million, yeah, that makes sense. And yeah, all right, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for joining. I'll talk to you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.